Alright, as I may have mentioned in my last video, we're getting floors redone in our house. So I've just been all over the place. I started another blanket. And I think I might rip out that rainbow black one again. I haven't decided yet. I have an idea for it, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not enjoying working on it, which is why it's not getting worked on. Mind blowing, I know. So we'll see what happens. But this is what I have started. First of all, this yarn's really soft. These are, I have one of, these are, the Caron Funfetti cakes. I've got three colors, clearly. I've got the blue, the teal, and the green. And then I am just doing, so it's like a wave stitch where, so like the first row, you know, it's single crochets, half double, double, up to the treble. And then when you come back on the opposite way, the singles and the trebles, there's three of each, and then everything else, there's just two of each. But you put the three singles over the three trebles in the row below, and yada yada, vice versa as it goes. I really like how it's turning out. It's really soft. I don't think I have it, but I might buy more. We shall see. But this is what I pretty much did on Friday, and I only have the ends at this end, because you do two rows for this. So you do a row single crochet, and then you do the wave part. So all of the ends will be on this side because I didn't want to do a border. So this is, because if I had done a border, I would have just run it up the side and then crocheted over it. But I want to do a border, so I'm not gonna. But that's this project that has been started and exists now, and you have been informed of it. Yeah, that's all I have. All right, hello. So my plan. I just finished the black and rainbow cardigan. And that video should be up soon. And that should be the video up for June. That is the plan. Whether that happens or not, we'll see. I have pretty much blocked out this week to edit that video together. Which is good, because I hate editing. But is also bad, because it is Monday already. Happy Memorial Day to people who actually deserve it and not people who voted in this orange fucking asshole. We had to empty every room in the house to have the flooring redone, which means we had to empty out my mom's yarn closet. And we call it the yarn closet because there are 3 4x2 IKEA calyx units stacked on top of each other. So it's like 4 wide and 6 tall. And we use it like our own personal Joann's. Rest in peace, Joann's. And that's where all her yarn is. And so we had to clear all that out, which means we had to go through all the yarn, which means I acquired all her cotton yarn, which I am going to try and use up. So I have 2 of these. This is Lily Sugar and Cream. The color is In Motion. I don't know if they make this anymore. I don't know how old this is. I don't know when or why my mother bought it, but I have 2 of them. And then I have this one as well, which is some German cotton yarn that I also do not know why, when, or where it came from. But my mom was going to get rid of it, and I said, no, I would like to make more bags out of cotton because I enjoyed the last bag I made out of cotton. This one's going to be kind of similar, as in it's going to be a mesh bag. It's going to be made out of cotton. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Goodbye. Alright, it has been probably less than 24 hours. It's 3:47 p.m. So, I think I started this later last night, but it's done now. The whole bag is done. I used all 3 skeins. You want to know how well I used all 3 skeins? That's what's left of 3 skeins. It's just the ends I had to cut off that I wove in. So, yeah, another mesh bag. I did, you start with one of the handles and then you work your way through the whole bag and you finish with the other handle. So I started a handle with the foundation single crochet, and then there's an extra round of like single crochet around the inside. And then when I got to this side, I looked up how to, when I got to this side, I looked up how to do, like, it's how to do a foundation single crochet row off of something you've already started. I'll include the tutorial in the link in the comments and the description of the video, because it was like a 30-second, this is how you do beautiful, perfect. I want no more, I want no less. That's all I will share. But yeah, this turned out so cute. And if we wish to play a game, do we all remember this sweater? Because I promise you it'll fit this bag. Oh. And again, I was just trying to use these so we didn't give them away or whatever. And always need more bags. Always. That's my sweater in this bag. And like, yeah, it's a sweater. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I have never been this efficient with the yarn before, but yeah. So the rest of this video will be finishing this blanket. So my plan for this video was to work on this, and I might still continue to work on that. I'm not, don't have it's not that I don't have motivation to work on that. It's not that I haven't enjoyed working on that. It's just I have this cotton from my mom, and I really want to make more bags with it. So we're gonna do that. I have planned out what I'm gonna make. I have this one, which is 3 ounces, or this is 150 yards ish. This is Candy Sprinkle Twists, Lily Sugar and Cream. And with this one, I am going to make a little circle bag, and the both sides are just, it's a puff circle. I'll link everything down below for you. I have 2 of these that are the same, and this is, to my great disgust, Christmas yarn. Nah. It's Holly Jolly Prince, and I'm going to turn it into a crocodile bag, so it's gonna have like little scales on it, because I think I have enough yarn for it, and if not, I'll cut 1 row of scales. You know, I'll make it work. And then I have this stuff, which is very fun. The teal and orange is very dated in a fun way. That's how I'm gonna put that. It's very like 80s, 70s, 60s. Not now. That's what that is. And for this, I have like a little clutch bag that I have planned. I also have this big boy, which is the best combination of colors. It's purple and teal. And I would like to make a tank top out of this, but I have not found a pattern I like yet. And instead of doing that, I'm going to work on the bags because I have found patterns with bags. Stay hydrated. Drink water. Good for you. I had something else I was going to say, and I don't remember what it is. But yeah, I'm going to work on these bags. I think I might start with the crocodile bag. I just I don't know. I just like, this is what has been on my brain and in my mind, and I have the energy to do it, and I want to do it, and I'm gonna do it because I'm feeling it, and I might not be later, but I might be feeling that blanket later, and it's just, I don't know. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm having issues with making blankets, and it's not because I don't want blankets. I like blankets. I think, like, I have blankets I want to make. I just I don't know. My brain is like, no, you don't. You don't want to make blankets. You're gonna do what I am going to use. Oh, this uses a 5 hook. Okay. I might drop down just because I'm cutting it close with the yardage. I might drop this down to a 4.5 hook to start this crocodile bag. This is by Knit Crow Addict. Again, I'll have this all linked, but you see my thing there. Yeah. So this is the bag I'm going to be making with the Holly Jolly Stripes yarn. And yeah, I just, like, I made that other bag with cotton, and other than restarting it 3 times to, like, balance out where the coral was going to go as opposed to the, like, uh, variegated yarn. There's words. I have words. Like, I don't know, I had a good time doing it. It whipped up fast. I enjoyed making it, and, I want to make more. That's the plan. I'm actually going to go eat dinner right now, and then I'll start the bag, but I thought I would film this before I forgot. So, I may or may not have the bag finished when next I talk to you. Alright, so it's 8:45, and that's like my I'm done time, because otherwise I'm gonna have to rip it all out tomorrow. But as you can see, I got this far with the bag, and I'm that far through the first skein. There's 7 rows of these, and then more bag, and then the handles. So, I should definitely have this done tomorrow. I have another plan for this bag, but we'll revisit that at a later time, okay? Okay. But yeah, I'll see you when the bag is done, which will be tomorrow. Goodbye. So I finished the bag, sort of. We'll get to that later. But here she is. Very cute. Whoa! Got a little tie on the front here. And she just opens up. I might line it, but I gotta do the other thing I want to do first. But we're gonna keep that to the end of the video. But so this is what this looked like. I did the pattern calls for you to make the straw string part is supposed to also be the handles, and I didn't have enough yarn to do that because I added 2 extra rows of scales. No regrets. No regrets. So this is this guy. We will see this again later. You'll see why. And then I remembered before I got too far, but I am starting the next bag, and this is the candy sprinkles, but it's like, you know, focus on something other than my fucking face. No, it's pink, blue, yellow, and white. But this is as far as I've gotten, and this is bag 3. That is my very long, very expensive update so that I can continue crochet. Alright, so I finished this bag. And I'm gonna rip it out. And you can maybe kind of see the reason I'm gonna rip it out here. But this handle is off center. And that's my fault. So and I added this handle because I had extra yarn left, and I don't know. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna rip out the handle, rip back to this handle, because it does nothing for me. And I have the handle row and then 2 more rows. So I'm just gonna get rid of the handle, do the 2 rows, and then make this like, I don't know, 10 stitches longer. But I don't want to do that right now. And then I kind of accidentally made this one the whole thing already. All I have left is, I want to buy straps for the dragon scaly one I made. So I'm gonna buy straps for this one too. And then I need to find, I have a stitch marker there now, but I think I'm just going to do a button, and then this is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 10 into 2 stitches. And I will share this pattern on Ravelry, but the link on Ravelry doesn't work. You're going to have to stick it in the wayback machine. And if you don't know how to do that, I don't know what to tell you. But the only thing I did different with this versus what the actual pattern asks for is when you finish the 2 circles, you're supposed to just single crochet them together. But I added a row of half double crochet to each one, and then did a 3rd row of half double crochet with slip stitches to connect it. And I left 30 stitches open. And like, Xfinity remote completely gone. Like, it's decent sized, but I want to get like a per strap to add to this. And then for the button, I have a couple ideas. So I'll be honest, as cute as this is, I don't know if I'd ever use it. So most likely it'll end up getting sold. And I live in Florida, and these are Miami Dolphin colors. I could do it like a Miami Dolphin button. I was also thinking like just a big, because I looked through my buttons. I didn't have anything I liked. That was step 1. But I have a big, I was thinking like a big, like teal or orange, like crystal-y looking thing. But well, I'm gonna look to see what they have at Walmart when I go, and then if there's nothing that I like, I will go online. Just when I go online, I start looking at things, and then I get ideas, and then I want to do things. And I'm trying to use the yarn I have access to first. But this I made while watching cutscenes while playing video games. So it took me 2 days to do that, but again, playing video games. And then the other cotton I have is this cone. It's from Peaches and Cream. And I don't know if it's gonna if you can see it on camera, but you see how it's white here and it's cream here. This was in, I live in Florida now. I used to live in Wisconsin, so this was in our house in Wisconsin. And we moved like before COVID. So, the stains are nicotine stains. I googled, because it's cotton, because it's like never been washed. They're not set, hopefully. So my plan is I want to make a tank top with this, and then I am going to soak it in OxyClean and hopefully get the staining out because I really like the white, teal, and purple. It reminds me of, I found out it's called the Jazz design. That's the name of the design of the 90s solo cup, which I will insert here. But yeah, it made an impression on me, and like the teal and orange bag I made, like that's very retro, and it's very much of a time for me. It makes me think of like the 60s and 70s, maybe also the 80s with like windbreakers, but I don't know, it feels very like almost mod, like 60s mod to me. Whereas like this color combo, the teal and purple, this is late 80s, early 90s. This is my childhood. This is very nostalgic for me. And it's simply a superior color combination as far as I'm concerned. So I would really like it if I can get the teal out of here. All the patterns I used, I will have the links to the Ravelry pages below. Hello. So I showed you that cone of yarn that with the purple, the teal, and the white, and I said I wanted to make a tank top with it, and I cannot find a single tank top pattern. So I'm just gonna do. This is how far I've gotten. This is just half double crochets. It's 130 stitches around. Started with a foundation half double crochet row, but it's pooling. I don't I don't know if it's consistent enough that it would like I'd be able to do like an actual pooling project with it, but it is doing that. Um, it's I don't know if it'll show anything but the blinding white light. It's just gross and rainy, and I want a grilled cheese and tomato soup and a nap. And I can get 2 out of those 3 things, but I do not have tomato soup. Uh, but yeah, I thought I'd take a video. My plan is to make this essentially to the point where it goes from under, like, where the bottom of the armhole down, and then I gotta figure out the armholes. And I'm just trying to think of the right words because apparently I don't get to have those today. It's like when I make sweaters, I just cut out the little U, for the so it's not touching my neck and choking me. Um, but usually you have like the big block, and with the way I make mine oversized, like it hangs off, so you kind of have like a cap sleeve. And I want a tank top, like I want like a strap, and I know that I can do it, and it's going to be a trial and error thing. And it's not going to be today's problem because I will probably get like the body tube done and that's it. But part of the reason, like sometimes I like following patterns not because I can't figure it out by myself, but just because it's easier to adapt from a starting point instead of having to figure the starting point out on your own. And it's just the like free patterns that I did find or looked at, I just it wasn't going with like I just want like a plain um tank top. Like I know there's a name for them that is the actual name of the style, but like I can't think of it right now, so I'm just gonna use the colloquial term. I want like a wife beater tank top. That's all I want. Um, and I couldn't find a pattern because like a lot of the straps are just like chains, and then you crochet up and down and I don't like that style or like it's just the chain and it's like a little spaghetti strap, and I don't care for that either. I want a strap and like the U neckline and all that. So I'm gonna try and figure that out. We'll see what happens. But that part of it'll probably not happen today. But yeah, it's like I should film an update before I get much farther on this, but this is where we're at. All right, guys, I made a tank top. I made this tank top without a pattern. I made this tank top without a pattern. Made it up as I went. So I'm pretty damn proud of it. But as you can see, we got straps, and then spin, and then we spin the camera. I can do this. You can see the back in the mirror there. And I have this much left. So plan was I didn't think I was going to have anything left. So for the seam holes here, the neck hole, and the bottom, I'm going to try and add 2 rounds of single crochet. We'll see if it works. Again, like not quite baseball, but we're close. We're close. Can I zoom out more? No. Right. But so this is the plan. It kind of pulled interestingly. Um, is what it is. And then it goes backwards down here because you can tell where the stains are. These last 5 rows I added on. So I did 30 rows for the body, and then I did the straps because I didn't know if I was going to have enough left. I didn't want to run out. So this is where we are, and I don't want to make it too much longer because it's cotton, so I know it's going to stretch, and cotton doesn't stretch back once it's stretched out. So I don't want to make it too much longer because that's going to be long. But I just wanted to update you all instead of being like, yeah, remember when we had a tube? Now I have an entire shirt and it's done and it's finished and I have no notes. But it's 9 o'clock ish, so I'm done for the day. But yeah, update. I have finished the tank top. I still have to soak it in OxiClean to get rid of some of the stains that were on the yarn, but I finished it up. I added 3 rows of single crochet on the bottom here, and then I did 2 rows around both the armholes and the neck. What it looks like from the back. And in all honesty, with the way this is constructed, if it's more comfortable the other way around, that's fine. It's just I know this is the back because this is where the round's connected. So I know that's the back. I'm not wearing another shirt underneath this, and I don't think you can tell. So I am so beyond ecstatic with how this turned out. I will insert here and in the description what I did, because I didn't follow a pattern and I don't know how to make patterns, so I don't know how to resize it for people who aren't me. But I can tell you what I did. That's the best I have. And as far as the stains, I'm trying to see if there's any up top here. They're more on the bottom. Like, there's one. And it's just along here, the yellow on the white. So, like I said, I'm going to soak this in OxiClean. I have the perfect hair color for this shirt right now. Soak this in OxiClean and hopefully get all the way out. For the like dragon scale bag, did decide to dump that back into the dye. I did some more research, and the internet advised me dump it back in the dye. So it is in the dye. I'm gonna let it sit there this Saturday. I'm gonna let it sit in there until Monday. So not quite 3 full days, but close enough. Roughly 48 hours probably, and then I will take it out and go through the whole rinsing and drying process again. I do have the straps for that one. I do have the straps put on the orange and teal bag, and I will show you that in a minute, but we're going to get this a soak in first. Alright. Alright, so I have my bucket here. I have OxyClean in it. And this is just going to soak in here overnight. Hopefully that gets some of the tougher stains out. This pot in particular is the one I use to dye in. I cleaned it thoroughly before using it for this, obviously, but that it is designated as not food safe in the house, and everybody in the house knows not to use this pot for food. That is all I wished to assuage you all on. I weeded today, and I have an aloe plant, and it has little sharp spikes on it, and I weeded today, so those feel great in the OxyClean. I may go grab a weight to keep that weighted down, but otherwise, yeah, that's where we're at, folks. We'll catch you up on this, hopefully after this process is over. Hello! I'm just gonna show you what's happened. First and foremost, the blanket progress. I pull that in. Anyway, blanket progress. I am that far. I started with 3 skeins of each color, and this is the first skein of each color. So that is that. My plan, this was my original plan, was my mom found a bunch of cotton yarn when we went through her yarn stash. I took it to make bags with. I was going to make a bag and work on a project in each video. But when the gremlins scream, they cannot be drowned out. So I made all the bags. So first and foremost, I believe I've showed you guys this one already. Made this cute little mesh bag. This is 2 different colors of yarn, 3 skeins total. So I had 2 skeins of this stuff, and then 1 skein of this coral. And I will have everything all listed below as to what everything was. So far, based on quick Googling, most of these colorways are no longer being made, and I apologize for that. This is just the yarn I found. And yeah, moving on. Next, I made this. Last time you saw this, it was white. And I dyed it black. But the reason I haven't finished it is because I bought this to go with it, because this was giving me Dragon Age vibes, and this gives me like Targaryen costume vibes. But my black dye isn't black. And I don't know, I'm just stuck and at a loss of how to fix this, because I dyed it twice. It's cotton yarn. Like, I don't know. So that's the reason I haven't put the strap on that one yet. Then I believe I made this one next. This is just a cute little bag. I have added these little charms. If we could Stop focusing on my face. No? Okay. They're little gumball machines, and there's like little styrofoam balls in it that move around like actual gumballs. I just thought they were really cute on here. And then I also sewed in a magnetic snap. So that's a cute little bag. And then last but not least, I made this one. As you can see, I sewed these on, and I have these in black for that dragon bag, which is another reason I haven't sewed them on, because it's black and bag's not. And then I used this big bead as the stop. Hold the bag closed, and I actually took this out and used this the other day, and it's really nice. So that is the update. You can see back there my first cotton bag, which was like the inspiration when I found the rest of this cotton. I was like, I want to make bags. So yeah, that's the that's the progress on that. So I yeah, if anybody has any tips on how I can get this to be black, preferably tips that do not involve RIT dye, because it's not, I don't, you know, I've used RIT dye before, and I've had this exact same problem. I am following the instructions. I've got the water at the right heat. I've got the salt or whatever that in the dish soap, and like I've followed the instructions, okay? And it's not working out for me. So, any suggestions would be greatly appreciated, because I would love to finish this bag, but I can't commit to sewing on these pieces, which I do have right here, so I don't lose them. Because if I have to dye it again, I don't want them to die. So I don't want to sew them on until I'm sure I'm well past the point of no return. But yeah, that I wanted to film an update. Yeah, I have so much I could say about everything that's happening in the country I live in right now. But if you don't live in the country I live in, you know, and if you do live in the country I live in, you are either also mad at everything that's happening, or you have your head so far up the president's ass you don't know which way is up. So it's because being trans and autistic isn't exhausting enough, you know. Let's just pile all this crap on top. But so that's where I am with my crochet and my life. Okay, it is Monday, I think. Come on. Really, computer? When I click on the date, you should give me the calendar. It's Monday. Okay, it is Monday. Last Thursday, I had a migraine, which is neither here nor there, really, except part of my migraines is I get light sensitivity, so I can't have all of my floodlights on, which means I can't see, which means it's really hard to crochet unless you have white yarn. So I started this on Thursday, and I finished it Saturday, because when I was rinsing it out in the sink Saturday, the sink fell out of the counter. I don't want to talk about it. But, this was all leftover yarn. This was the extra white I had bought in case I needed it for my tank top. The dark blue and pink here is from the bag I made in the video where I did the lampshades. And then this is just another one of the cotton yarns my mom had left over. And it's supposed to be like a scrubby dish towel yarn. So I made that, and then I also made 2 little granny squares, and I will put the pattern for these in the description as well, with the yarn I had left over. And I'm just going to sew these onto the inside of the bag to be like pockets for like little things, chapstick, change, whatevs. Because pockets, never a bad situation to add a pocket. So I am going to be doing that, and I am on the second skeins for the blanket. I don't know that I will finish that blanket in this video. You might just get an update about it in the next video. But let's just pop this inside out, and I've weaved in all the ends. And as you can see, I did like a mosaic crochet thing, so I just kind of, not really gonna see that because it's the inside of the bag. So I'm just wondering, do I want to put them both on the same side, or do I want to put one on each side? No, I think I'm going to put them one on each side. So yeah, I'm going to do that, and then I'll show you when I'm done. Let us try this again with the microphone connected this time, because I'm doing well today. So I did finish adding the pockets to the bag. Took me a little bit longer than I thought it would. I got distracted, I had lunch, spent like 2 hours. But I did end up sewing them on the inside of the bag, just because I didn't want to disrupt the really nice mosaic brick pattern. But yeah, I sewed them on opposite sides of the bag. So I have like 2 little change pockets or chapsticks, whatever. But yeah, so I have completely used up all 4 of the yarns. I used up all the white, I used up all the scrub, I used up all the dark blue, and I used up all the dark pink. So was the goal. We accomplished the goal, and I have a really cute bag. I love how this turned out too. Gives me, 80s sweatband vibes. Like the little wrist cuffs and the headbands. And I'm so happy with how this bag turned out. It's so cute, and yeah. So there's that. Like I said earlier, I'm not going to finish the blanket in this video because I do want this still to come out in June. So this is not totally irrelevant, even though as a trans person, trans people are relevant all year round. And if you're scared by less than 0.01% of the population, you're a fucking bitch. Get the fuck off my channel. Bye. So, yeah, on that note, if you have any tips about that black bag with the little, like, scales on it, how to dye that better, please leave a comment on that down below. And yeah, just, like, comment, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye. So I just edited the whole video, and I'm like, there are no shots of this post cleaning where I can show you that all the staining came out, and I softened it, and it's really comfy. I'm so super pleased. And in reference to the last clip about the bag, where I was like, and then the sink fell out, I wasn't kidding. The fucking sink fell out.